Welcome, Jets family, to Dronestrike, a recap on the New York Jets' first season rebuilding under the new regime. As everybody knows, we lost about 10 to 12 starters or key players at the beginning of the season, ending up in 3-14. It's not promising, but Darren Moji, I think he knows what he's doing. He's rebuilding through the draft. And not only is he rebuilding to the draft, but he's also using the late round selections to get some veteran presence. And in doing so, I think he's building slowly. But for this season, we'll see the hard work that they put in the 2025, 2026 draft, and also all the trades in between. The 2025 selections were 8, but we walked away with 7 after 2 trades. We had Armand Membu, Mason Taylor, Azari Thomas, Aaron Smith. Malachi Moore was one of the trades. We traded 145 and 207. That 207 was part of the McCole Hardman trade when we sent them back to Kansas City. So we ended up getting Malachi Moore with the 130th pick. We got Kiko at 162. That one was when we sent Mike Williams back to Pittsburgh. That was that selection, so that was good. And with 176, we got Tyler Barron. A lot of people were a little upset because we swapped 5s and 6 at the time. But now, heading into the future, that 194th pick, which was the selection, we sent it to the Titans. And we ended up getting Jarvis Brownlee and a 2026 7th rounder, which was 238. That selection we sent to Miami, and we ended up with Minkah Fitzpatrick. So I'm thinking that Tyler Barron draft, that trade, ended up giving us a lot more than we expected, ending up with Jarvis Brownlee, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Tyler Barron. I think was a good selection. We lost a couple DTs at the beginning of the season. We had to recoup fast. Once again, Muji utilizing late round picks to get more for the value. He traded pick number 198. That selection was given to us from Denver in that JFM trade many years back. But he took 198. He packaged it up with another 2027 6. We ended up getting Harrison Phillips, and we also got a 7th rounder in 2027, which is not bad. That's one way to start shoring up the front line. We traded also to the Cleveland Browns, pick number 182, and we ended up getting Jawan Briggs and pick number 242, which later on we would package with 199 and ending up getting Inez Cooper, which I think is also more value for the pick. That 182nd pick that we traded to the Browns, that would be like the most traded pick ever. Eventually, the Browns traded, guess what? A quarterback. Go figure, right? I mean, sometimes you could pick up some good players in free agency. You have to pay the premium, especially if they want to come to the New York Jets. But one little sneaky move was an undrafted free agent. I guess we picked him up this year. We traded him to the Bills. We packaged him with 220, and in return we got pick 208. Now, doesn't seem like much, but when you see that we took that same pick, 208, and we traded him to the Raiders, and in return we got Geno Smith, which is going to be our starting quarterback this season, I think that was a sneaky but yet very good move by Muj. Also, they gave us pick number 228 in the package. So we would later on use that pick to select safety VJ Payne. So not only did we get an undrafted rookie, we traded him. We ended up getting Geno Smith and another selection who eventually would be possibly our starting safety in the near future. We traded Sauce Gardner away at the beginning of the season, somewhere in the middle of the season. We got a very, very good 2 first-round picks and we got a very good receiver in a Donnie Mitchell. And I just, I think he's our two. I know we traded and we got another possible two in the draft, but I think A.D. Mitchell and the two first was very good. With one of the picks, we ended up picking Kenyon Sadiq in that Sauce trade. He was picked 16 overall, best tight end coming out of college. I mean, Mooj is definitely doing what he has to do. You hate to see Sauce go, but unfortunately, it was just too good to pass up. Another trade was Quinnen Williams, sending him away to the Dallas Cowboys. We got the 44th pick in this year's draft. We have a first in 2027. We also got Mozzie Smith thrown in the deal. That 44th pick, we traded away. We traded down to 50th, and we ended up getting an additional pick, which was 128 after everything. So, once again, Mooj just working the numbers, trying to see what he can do. That 128th pick, plus our comp pick that we got in the Morgan Moses free agency, was a comp pick that we got on DJ Reed, I believe, was 140th. The Morgan Moses was 179th. So once again, Mooj making something out of nothing through the 140th comp pick and that 128th pick that we got in the Ponds deal, and we end up with Cade Klubnik. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Ponds was selected 50th with the trade for Quinnen, which we traded down. The extra pick, he puts it together with a comp pick, and he gets, Cade Klubnik, possibly our backup quarterback. Just making a lot out of nothing. And you already know, in return, in that trade, we got a pick 199, which I mentioned earlier. We threw in the 242nd pick with the Briggs trade, and we ended up getting Inez Cooper at 188. The Morgan Moses comp, he was added to the 33rd pick overall so that we could move back into the first round and select Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver. So, you could just see all along, all up and down the board, Mooj is doing what he has to do to make everything happen. He trades JJ to the Titans for Javonte Sweat. And the second overall selection in this year's draft, he goes with David Bailey to make up the difference. He goes out and gets Darryl Jackson in the draft as well. He's really putting together a lot of stuff. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of moving pieces to keep up with. And I know it sounds like a bunch of numbers sometimes, but you got to respect it. And he's working his way. He's traded away quarterback, what was his name? Fields. I forget his name. For 2027-6. He trades away Derek Nottie, who we didn't use, for a 2027-6. He's got, I think one of those 27s that he traded away is also one of the Vikings picks that he got back in the Phillips deal. John Mechie got us a 2027-6 in the trade. He's just doing a lot. I know we owe a 2028 somewhere to the Chargers for Jasir that we traded last for, but when you come to see all these little pieces, it doesn't sound like much. But with Muji trading these 6th and 7th round picks and getting back a Minka Fitzpatrick, a Geno Smith, you don't know what's going on. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know I rambled on a lot. If you stayed to the end of the video, I appreciate it. Like and subscribe. And as always, talk to you later, Jazz fam. JTS.